Puerto Rico. He weighs 152 1/4 pounds. The current WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the World, Wilfred Benitez. And in the red corner, a former lightweight and welterweight champion of the world. He is currently ranked the #1 contender for the Super Welterweight title. He fights out of Panama City, Panama. He weighs 152 1/2 pounds. Introducing the man with the hands of stone, Roberto Duran. 15 rounds of boxing.
Well, the crowd continues to be very much, Ray, in support of Roberto Duran.
Well, I think they reminisce back to his great days as a lightweight champion.
One thing I wanted to ask you, Ray, was Emil Griffith, who is not in the corner of Wilfred Benitez tonight, had been for a couple of fights, and he changed his punching style a little bit. He shortened up his punches. Did that help Wilfred Benitez, do you feel?
Oh, every little bit helps, but I think Benitez is such a natural, talented fighter that he has everything. He has all the qualifications, all the tools necessary.
This is a 15-rounder, Duran in a 10-rounder, Emiliano Villa, and both fighters defeated him as well. So those are the common opponents, and right now it is the stare down in the center of the ring. Duran definitely looks very fit. Definitely as fit as I've seen him look. In fact, he looks very much like he did against you, Ray.
He looks very, very trim, and I'm quite sure he's ready.
There has been another factor, of course, and that is that Roberto Duran has had to trim down from 175 pounds or more on 9 different occasions, and that's got to take its toll on a man's body.
Well, it's going to be a filling out process. Benitez, very, very big, very solid as a junior middleweight, although Duran seems to be adjusting quite well now.
Long range, center of the ring. Benitez up on his toes early in the first round here. That is Duran in the blue trunks, circling his man Benitez wearing the yellow trunks with the orange stripe, or red stripe, if you will. First round, 15 rounds for the Super Welterweight Championship. That is not perhaps as much a factor as what the future holds for either of these men.
Both men respect each other. I mean, there is a great deal of mutual respect between Benitez and Duran, and whoever lands the first big punch, they'll be more confident than the other.
That right hand not really doing any serious damage as it landed on the chest of Wilfred Benitez, thrown by Roberto Duran.
Both fighters are a little cold. There's not too much perspiration. And I think this fight here, the first round, something might happen.
A lot can be told in the eyes of Roberto Duran. So say many of his opponents. You have looked into those eyes, Ray.
Yes, Duran's eyes, I mean, they used to say his eyes are piercing and they'll scare you. I mean, I always felt if you close a man's eyes, he can't do much damage.
We are still in the first round. Duran has been the aggressor, although neither man really extending himself quite yet. And that is purely out of respect.
You know something, but I think that Duran, at a smaller weight, his punches are a lot more accurate, a lot quicker. I think at this particular weight, Benitez seems to be a little bit more relaxed, although he seems to be a little stiff in this first round.
Right hand in the kidneys of Benitez. Benitez quickly back with the left hand in the face of Roberto Duran. Benitez, it is not unheard of for Benitez to cut. Maurice Hope cut Benitez in the corner of each eye before Benitez knocked him out in the 12th round.
I predict someone will go down in this fight.
Early on here, Duran seemingly getting the better of things. Duran has not come directly at his man. In fact, he is circling his man a lot more than one might have expected here in the first round. And here's a right hand by Benitez that stunned Duran. Duran was stunned by that overhand right by Wilfred Benitez. And a left hand scores by Benitez, a right hand right behind it, behind the head.
Again, guys, the first man that lands a big punch, he's going to go more and more confident.
Well, Benitez was the man who has landed the 2 most telling blows of the first round, despite the fact that Duran has been somewhat the aggressor, perhaps not as much as many might have thought.
Duran seems to be very sluggish in his very first round. His punch is not sharp and crisp.
Lunging a little bit with his punches also. also. You can see him lunge with the left hand there.
I don't like what I see in Duran's eyes. As if the eyes tell something.
Duran, a tired fighter without question, still leaning on Benitez, even though he has just got to go get a knockout. Mostly gloves, not much damage. Crowd comes alive, but there was little damage. Duran's corner exhorting him to go after him, and once more Benitez comes up with a couple of punches of his own, and that sends Duran backward. Seem to be talking to each other as Duran again fighting without a mouthpiece here. I think if Duran had his choice, he'd also fight without gloves.
Might have been a closer fight.
And again, it is Benitez who is getting the better of it. A left hand by Benitez and a right hand by Benitez. And Duran just seems to be able only to lunge and lead. Two more by Benitez. And Duran is now unable to score at all. An uppercut and a left hand. And the crowd comes alive. Benitez doing the damage. Benitez provides a moving target even when his back is in the corner.
This is Benitez's resting place. He gets inside, he's able to score that deal.
A right hand and a left score by Benitez, and Duran is on wobbly legs. Three left jabs. It is all Benitez here. It is all Benitez. The fight has been all Benitez. And Duran backs off and comes right back to the corner. Right hand that time by Duran did get in on Benitez. Let's see if Benitez stays out of it. No, right into the corner. And again, Duran tries to measure Benitez, but again, Benitez gets out of harm's way. And Benitez says, come on, give me your best shot. But the best shot may just not be in the fist of Roberto Duran tonight. Benitez, in fact, may have taken Duran's best shot already. Again, Duran over us directly here. And unable really to come up with the punch that he needs. The fight is over. Duran says, get out of here. Now Duran wants to fight. Benitez went over to try to congratulate him. Duran says, go away. Don't bother me. And now Benitez is saying, come on, with a big smile on his face. Benitez, virtually without question, is the winner of the fight.
Most definitely, and that was very unsportsmanlike on Roberto Duran's part, not to have shaken his hand.
Benitez getting a ride here on the shoulders of one of his handlers. That is his brother, I believe. And the Puerto Rican flag back in the ring even before the official decision is announced. Roberto Duran wanted no part of Wilfred Benitez when the fight was over. And Duran is now raised on the shoulders of his handlers and gives the victory gesture. The one thing I think you have to say, Carlos, is Duran did himself proud tonight.
Yes, he did. He tried hard. He fought his heart out. He just didn't have it anymore. Just didn't have it at that 154-pound weight limit. He was 152, but just didn't seem to be able to carry that weight and have to keep his quickness and his snap on his punches.
You cannot turn your back on the career, of course, of Roberto Duran. It came in.
Judge Dave Moretti scores 144, 141. Judge Hal Miller scores 143, 142. Judge Lou Tebbett scores 145, 141 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the super